Hello, it's Friday, and that means I have a brown sugar shaken espresso. I know, I'm obsessed, but it has been a full week since I have had one of these babies. It takes a little bit of time. I think I may have told you all that. I grind the beans, run them through our whatever homebrew thing, and I steam and froth the milk is not almond milk myself with the wand. Yeah, it takes a while. And I had to make one for me, Morgan, and Bo. Connor has yet to be addicted because he's busy working. So all three of us, though, work from home. And so we have all experienced the goodness that is the brown sugar shaken espresso. I have to tell y'all, though, a little fun thing. I think it's funny. So a little backstory. Bo has a bit of an issue. If you make something in the kitchen, bake it, cook it, whatever, and it's good and he likes it, if you mistakenly think that you could possibly improve upon it in some small way, no. Bo does not like this. If he likes something, he wants it exactly the same the next time. So hand in hand with that is Bo has kidney stone issues. He really does. I get it. He's had to have one surgically removed. I was there. He almost overdosed on Dilaudid. Like, it's a whole thing. So he's funny about certain foods. If it has too much calcium, he won't eat it. So having said all that, the first time that I made a brown sugar shaken espresso for myself and Morgan, I made it with almond milk. And I let Bo try it. And he liked it. And I said, do you want one? And he said, yeah. Well, here's the thing. Bo doesn't drink almond milk as per, usually he chooses oat milk. He can have dairy, but he doesn't like that either because there's too much calcium. Same with almond milk. So when I go to make his brown sugar shaken espresso, I make it with oat milk. I'll just let you imagine where that comes. So today, when I asked Bo if he would like one, he said, if you make it exactly the way that you made yours, then I will take one. So Bo has a shaken espresso with almond milk, just so you know. Hey, Anne, happy to see you. Valera is here. I love it. I love it. Ooh, Valera, you're going to start your planting this. I'm a little jealous of that. We used to have a big garden when I was growing up. My mom always had massive. I didn't like having to, pick peas and strawberries and all of that. But the peas were the worst, I think, because, they're small and there's so many. And then we'd have to shell them. Ugh. And canning, those days, whew, those were some long days. But maybe that's why I have such a good work ethic now. Anyway. Let's see. Mary's here. Hello, Mary. I'm glad you're here. And Karen, did I say hi to you? Hey, Linda. Star is here. Susan. Hey, Sue. You've been a little bit busy, Susan. Bo is already giving me a hard time. Hey, Laura. I was going to say, you're not back yet, are you? But it's nice of you to check in. I hope y'all are having a great time. Bo's busy complaining. Y'all can just ignore him. We don't need to listen to that. So listen, how is your April fiber challenge going? I know some people are still thinking about things and saying they want to do certain things and getting started. That's totally fine. Just don't forget, if you post outside of the thread, to do it. Hey, Michelle. Michelle's joining us on Instagram. Don't forget to put your hashtag, what is it, SCS April Challenge, if you post anywhere else. Yeah, good stuff. I still don't know what I'm doing. I'll figure something out. I wanted to show y'all, in case you haven't seen, Shadow is joining Odette. So Odette, you can only see the back end of Odette sitting over there on the corner of my desk. Odette has to be kept pristine. She's a beautiful white swan. We cannot take her out in the dye studio unless we want a rainbow colored swan. No. So Shadow, thank you, Tish, for naming Shadow for me. And I told the Dying to Knit people, I think Shadow's a boy because of the blue heart, and blue for me is masculine if you assign gender to color. That's what blue is for me. And I think Shadow is a boy. So we have Shadow. And Shadow, I think, can live out in the dye studio, but he'll come in and periodically visit with Odette, I'm sure. So this is the mosaic I made. Excuse me. If you didn't see my post on social media, I think I did a couple. Anyway, a couple weekends ago, Melissa sent me a message. She had seen the alert that Picasso's, which is they do pottery painting and mosaics and stuff like that, a cute little shop in town. And I didn't realize they always have swans. Apparently they always have swans, but they had a deal going on for a couple days that you could come in, make a swan mosaic, and then the grouting was free. So Bo and I went and we made Shadow. And so, yeah, so now we have Shadow. I think it's pretty good. We have a flock of 2, right? I think we're doing pretty good. You can go visit with Odette over there. I like it. Oh, okay. Linda says y'all are in the same. Okay. See, Linda gets it. She understands my issues. A couple of quick announcements. The shop will be closed tomorrow for a trunk show at She Sells Yarn. I've heard from a couple of people that might be showing up. I like it. And obviously, I hope all of Helen's people who normally come on Saturdays will be there as well. So I'm excited to see all of you. I've got some fun things. And also, I wanted to let you all know that Knit in Longwood is such a shop, and I'm shipping out her order today. So very soon, Knit will join the list of local yarn shops here in Florida that carry Swan City yarns. So if you're local, you want to check out her collection for sure. Okay, what else have we got? I have some whips to show you all today. I have some fun stuff to show you. I'm so excited about the things that you all posted. Let's start here with Star's Musselburgh hat. And she made this one out of Duke of Hastings. How awesome is that? So I didn't think to ask. I wonder if did that take the whole skein? I'm guessing not, right? You probably had some leftover Star, but you'll have to let me know. I'll show you all my Musselburgh hat after a little bit, show you the progress that I have made on that. Meanwhile, Valera has been working up a storm on her Cubs socks. And so she said, this is the first 9 games. Look at all that red. Hubba, hubba. That one game was a doozy, it looks like. Fortunately, it's a lot of red, not a lot of blue, since that's the opposing team's colors. So those are looking awesome, Valera. I love that. And that green is like perfect in there. That is, so I did Sword for that. But if you've knit with that colorway before, you might say it looks a little bit darker. I made it a little more grassy green. Yeah, I thought I toned down the brightness of that green. I don't know. Most of you probably don't even care about that, but I just thought I'd point that out. And then Nancy, this is awesome. She knit up the Light Weaver by Woolenberry, and she did it in Trusty DK, and that is the colorway After Midnight. Now there's more pictures in the Swan City Stitcher. She did a couple of pictures, but it is a beautiful, beautiful shawl. And yeah, it looks gorgeous. Very nice. And then, this one did my heart good. So Linda was a test knitter for the, those doodle packs that are out there. So I forget what this doodle pack was called. I want to, it's one is it tropical? It might be. Anyway, so Linda told me, I'm sure she doesn't care me telling you, she had to set up an Instagram account apparently in order to be considered to be a test knitter. And these are the socks that she made out of Swan City Yarns colorways, which was awesome. And she said it was a great experience and she would do it again. Um, I think she mentioned the colorways somewhere else that she used. But anyway, so yeah, so Linda's up there hobnobbing with the big folks now. I love it. These are awesome socks. Those flamingos are so fabulous. Anyway, all right. And then Lonnie finally gave us the big reveal. I say finally, I mean, that's a massive shawl, y'all. I mean, it is. If you can't tell by looking at it, yeah. So she finished that way faster than I would have. So I'm just being silly when I say finally, but she kept teasing us with little snippets of pictures. So this is the final result of her Fiber Fest shawl that she did in the sparkly sock base. And then she was so kind to put down the colorways. Riddle me this. That's right. It was a one of a kind. You know, I have to tell y'all, when I name one of a kind colorways, I get hit with a burst of inspiration. And then I guess because they're one of a kind colorways, I tend to forget them. I don't know why. I mean, I forget the names. And then a mixed bag is in there, and Mad About You is also in there. I think that's that bright orange that you see there on the border is Mad About You. That's awesome. I love it. And then Anne, she's already basically finished in her April challenge. Obviously, she can do more than this, but she made a fabulous gnome. Named her Noodles. I love that. 4.5 inches tall to the tip of her hat. Oh, and apparently her husband said that gnomes should not have beards, and so she got braids instead. I love that so much. And she used persimmon and Dole Whip. I think those are perfect colors for Noodles. And she looks like a perfect companion for Eunice. I love that so much. That's awesome. All right. Oh, hang on. I got to get rid of the picture. Y'all be looking at that. Hang on. Where am I at? Okay. Liz said swan socks. I think those aren't swans, right? Those are, I didn't say that wrong, did I? Although someone did send me a pattern for swan socks, which I intend to make. Yeah, those are flamingos. Although I think swans would look good too. I have a feeling there aren't any swans in the tropical doodle deck. But, oh, I keep forgetting to take away the pictures. Like I said, was it you, Liz, that sent me a pattern for some swan socks that I have in my queue. And I will obviously be making those at some point. Got to have swan socks. All things swan. And yes, Lonnie is becoming a great Stephen West knitter. I would say she already is. You do a lot of, I don't know if Lonnie's here today, but Lonnie, I think you do a lot of Stephen West. Oh, maybe not. I could be wrong. I've seen her do a lot of designers. So anyway, she is a great Stephen West knitter, isn't she? Hey, Karen, all the way from Scotland. Nice of you to join us. And let's see, Valera says, all the colors are beautiful and work so well together. I'm wondering, are you talking about the socks? They do work well together. Who else? And by the way, hey, Liz, I don't even think I said hi to you. Yes, she's quite the versatile knitter, that's for sure. All right. So thank you all for posting your projects. You know, I love to see them. I've been meaning to do another post where I show off a reel of some of the things that y'all have finished, but I'm a little behind on my social media posting. Okay. You may have seen that I finished, let me find it, my snap hat. I think I showed you all this I started this last week, right? So I finished it. I used the fun and festive DK set. I don't have a new set with me to show you. They're over in the basket. And then I'm not getting up. But here's what I have left. There are 6 colors in the set. Dun, dun, dun. I would have probably a little bit more than this left. But when I was making the pom-pom, I got some strands tangled, and I'm not patient like Bo, so I cut it and threw away just a little bit of yarn that was all tangled up. But look at my cute little pom-pom. I didn't use quite all the colors. I think I used at least 4 of the 6 to make the pom-pom. So anyway, you can see so what I did, that's a DK weight set. And this pattern, I've told you all this pattern, you can use up to 4 strands of fingering weight yarn to create this marled effect, or any combination of yarns that will add up to bulky weight. So I use 2 strands of DK. And that's what the fun and festive mini set has, is DK, the DK set anyway, has that. So I started out with 2 different colors, obviously, and then every 6 rows, I changed 1 color out. So you can see I didn't fade them. I did not alternate, colorways for a little bit. I just, every 6 rows, I dropped 1 and picked up 1. So for example, I believe I started out with these 2 colors. That's what you see here on the brim. And then after 6 rows, I changed out this one and I added, this is bodacious. I added gnarly to bodacious. And then after 6 rows, I dropped off bodacious. And I believe I added punk pink to gnarly. And then after that, I took out the gnarly and added, oh, that one's missing. There is one. There's 7. There are 7 colorways in there, because tickled pink. No, in the pink is not. I don't have in the pink here. I wonder, did I use all of that one? Anyway, I added in the pink, and then, yeah, so you get the idea. So I took away 1 and added a different one. That way it would kind of be a little bit like a fade, but you could see the progression from pink to purplish to green. And then up at the very top, I don't think you can see it underneath the pom-pom. There's some pink and green. That was pink poppies. Anyway, and then like I said, my pom-pom, I used my little clover pom-pom maker, and yeah, I made that. I never liked the way my pom-poms turn out. They're not perfectly circle. They're like, and I got little, every time I fluff it, I see more that are like sticking up like little horns, but that's all right. I did find a video that showed me a better way to attach my pom-pom. Normally you have your pom-pom that is your strings that are hanging down from the pom-pom. And in the past, I just stuck that down through and then wove in the ends, and my pom-poms were always loose. Well, I found a video that said, in addition to doing that, you also take other yarn that's left over from this top part, and you stick it up through the middle of your pom-pom and back down so that it's anchoring it from both directions. I was like, genius. And that did seem to work. I'm much happier with this now. So that is the Snap hat by Tin Can Knit. So yeah, good stuff. That was fun. And this was a super quick knit, I have to tell you. Like, this would be perfect for making some quick gifts, because I literally finished that in like a couple days. So yeah, that was awesome. Hey, Jana, kids just left and it's Friday. Yay! I'm sure that's a good feeling after a good week of hard work, right? Okay, so that's my FO. And then I did look at my progress on Bo's Musselburgh hat. I was going to end, so this is all executive producer, that colorway up here. And I was going to end that about there, but I said something to Bo about slouchiness, and he said he wanted it extra slouchy. So I went another inch or so. And Bo is planning on, so if you're not familiar, the Musselburgh hat, you literally knit a tube that's closed off on both ends, and then you just stick half of it inside the other. And then that's how you have your hat. And you can obviously fold it up double for the brim. Well, Bo said he won't be doing that. So I don't have to worry about brim colors or any, like in the pattern, she tells you how to work out your colors if you're going to have a folded up brim. But Bo won't be doing that. He'll literally just fold the hat in half. And so I can just knit half in one color and half in another. And he's like got two different hats. So that's what I did. Executive producer. And then you can see I changed to Gretna Green up here, which is a little bit deeper, darker. You can't really see it, but there are some definite blues. There they are right there. Do you see those that pop up in Gretna Green? I like that. That's very cool. Yeah, you can definitely see it by looking, if you're looking at it close up. It's good stuff. So who knows when I'll finish that. I will at some point, but I'm starting to get like cast-on-itis because I have all these other things I want to do, which I'll show you more. One thing that I want to knit is going to be in the new collections. I can't show you that. I can't tell you that. What else did I did start something else. So as y'all know, in June, hey, Carol, a button inside the top. Yes, that, you know, I did see that, but I have forgotten about that this time. So you use a button at the bottom on the inside of the top and then thread your yarn through the holes and you can tie it. Oh, and it's easy to remove it for washing. You'd think maybe I would have thought about that. I think I'll try that next time. I like that. That's an even better idea because then you can just wash it easily. Okay, so this is in black and white. I should have printed the first page in color. So this is called the Stay Toasty Scarf. And because I didn't print it in color, it's kind of hard to see the detail. But it's a cool pattern in that it has some broken up ribbing and things like that. And I actually found it doing some research for my class that I'm teaching in June at Knit and Stitch, which is going to be about, working with hand-dyed yarns and especially those, really variegated colorways and stuff like that. Anyway, this pattern came up. It's a little bit like the Sophie scarf in the fact that it's a smaller, like it's a more, more decorative. And because it comes to a point at the end. It reminds me a little bit of the Sophie scarf, although it was funny when I was showing it to Bo. He's like, what are you knitting? So I told him and I showed him and he goes, oh, that's like that. And I didn't realize he had been paying attention because I haven't knit the Sophie scarf. And I said, the Sophie scarf. And he said, yeah. He said, I don't like that one. It's not enough of a scarf. But I think the reason why is the samples that he's seen, they were all the Sophie scarf. You can adapt it and make it longer, which is what I would do. I was going to knit the Sophie scarf and I just haven't gotten around to it, but it's something on my glasses. Anyway, sorry, it's distracting me. So, but I found this one and wanted to start this pattern because of the broken rib. Anyway, so where was I going with that? So the Sophie scarf, yes. So he didn't really care for that. Now, I'm using, ordinarily, I would not have chosen this, but this pattern was suggested for working with variegated colorways. And y'all have seen Fat Tuesday before, right? It's got some fluorescent yellow in there, some purple and green, of course, Fat Tuesday colors, Mardi Gras colors. So I decided I want to use this for my class in June. So I thought, well, I'm going to knit up a sample. So here's the front. And I have to tell you, when I first started, I was like, I wasn't in the mood to knit with this colorway again. Y'all know I just used it on my puffle socks. And so I'm ready to do something else. But I thought, well, I want to knit this pattern anyway, and I need to get it done. So I'll just start it. This was yesterday. I have to tell you, this pattern is so addictive. I don't know. There's just something about it. It's fun and it has enough interest if you can see all of those, like I said, it's a broken up kind. I don't think it's not called a broken rib. There's a specific pattern, but the pattern that it creates with those little bits of ribbing is actually kind of creates some interest with variegated yarns. I think it would be beautiful with a semi-solid as well. Very elegant for sure. This will definitely be more fun piece given the bright colors, but I'm okay with that. And like I said, I'll use it for my class. So I did have to put on a right side progress keeper to keep me straight. because you know how I am. I get to knitting and I'm watching TV and not paying attention. Actually, yesterday I was reading. And so I was like, I got to have something to keep me on track. So this is the back side. And then that's the front side. Anyway, I have to tell you, if you want to knit this pattern, it is so fun. It's definitely got a little bit more interest in than just knit and purl, garter stitch, but it's not so difficult that you can't keep track of what you're doing. It's easy, knits and purls. And she does have the nice I-cord edging there on the side. So it's beautiful. I think I wouldn't mind having a nice one. I say nice, an elegant, maybe more sophisticated one. Like I might do it in Pomp and Circumstance or something like that, and do it with fluffy lace, because the pattern calls for either DK. I'm using trusty DK, just holding one strand, or you can obviously hold a couple strands together. So I might do one out of fluffy lace, I'm thinking, and hold two strands together, or fingering and fluffy lace together. But anyway, I think that will make a very nice polished looking scarf. So the designer's name, I'm sure y'all have heard of her. She has a huge following, but it was brand new to me. Her name is, hang on, something, I think Lundgren. Oh goodness, now I'm not going to be able to find it. It says Kutova Kika, but I know she has an actual name as well. Anyway, I'll put the link in the show notes. Some of y'all probably have heard of her and probably knit her things. She kind of, honestly, when I saw, I found her on Instagram, and when I was looking through her posts, she kind of has a very petite knit vibe going on. They seem like kind of similar. You know, in their projects and designs and stuff like that. So thank you, Veronica Lindberg. I knew y'all would know. That's because you are awesome. And meanwhile, I'm still trying to catch up. All right, what else? So that's all of my projects right now. Now, I do want to talk again about May, the Fiber Challenge, because we have to do our summer sweater stitch along. Okay. So, and I told y'all that I want to make the Fiorellino by Isabel Kramer. She just came out with this pattern. It's a fingering weight pattern. It's got a beautiful, little bit of detail, but it's not like extensive lace. So I think you could use kind of a speckled colorway if you want. And I'm thinking I might use, because I'm going through my bright phase now. So I'm thinking about using Leprechaun, which is, let me grab. And it's not total. It's not, I wouldn't call this a variegated skein, but it is a speckled colorway. So, but it just creates some nice movement in there. So I'm thinking, I don't know, what do y'all think? Is that my color? So I'm thinking I might do Leprechaun. Anyway, either way, I will, I've got some colorways picked out. And if you want to knit the Fiorellino, I can't help myself. I should stop that. With me, then next week I'll have a listing up with the sizing, and so that you can easily order a kit, and I'll have various colorways up there. So, and obviously if you want to participate and you have a different summer top that you want to knit or crochet or whatever, absolutely you can. And this will be another one where you don't have to use Swan City yarns, but if you want to, and you need a special order or something like that, then we'll make it happen. So, hey, Deb, always better late than never. Good to see you. Okay, what else? So what did I do with my, I don't know what I did with my agenda. And I will quickly fall apart without my agenda. Okay, So if you read the newsletter, you saw I have been swamped in a good way doing wholesale orders this week. And I've got 2 more that I will be shipping out this afternoon. And then I think I'm all caught up on wholesale orders. So that's good. But I've also kind of, as pots were available, I've been filling up the shop with some colorways, especially in fluffy lace, because fluffy lace has really been doing well at trunk shows and festivals. And so I've been putting in some larger quantities of popular colorways. And in the newsletter, I showed some of those. And to be honest, let's be honest, when you go to a festival or a trunk show or something, a lot of times you see a sample, which is what happens. And then those colorways, people like those colorways. And maybe they just like them because they're awesome. Let me just toot my own horn there. But anyway, so cinnamon spice is one that I have put in the shop. And then I'll even show you all as well. They've got their tags on them because I've been taking them with me to show off. But cinnamon spice here, I hate those fold lines. I need like a way I need to roll them up, or I don't know, do something so that I don't get these weird fold lines in my knits. But anyway, this middle colorway is cinnamon spice. So that has been a very popular colorway, and it's a good colorway. So there's that. And I knit the broom. I put that in the newsletter. If you haven't read your newsletter, you need to. But anyway, so that's what I knit with that. And then I also have put in, this is probably, I don't know, if I had to pick my favorite colorway of all time, it might be Purple Leaf Plum. It is such a dynamic purple. Now, this is it on fluffy lace. If you see it on the other bases, it has all these different shades. I mean, you can even see it here. There are purples and pinks and even some blues in there and some grays. It's phenomenal. And then I've shown this off before too, but I knit my Wednesday sweater out of it. But this would, if I didn't already have a sample in Purple Leaf Plum, this is what I would be knitting my Fiorellino out of. Just saying, because it's such a good colorway. And obviously you can have more than one knit. But since my knits get taken to shows and things like that too, I probably won't. I don't know. You never know. Maybe I'll use Purple Leaf Plum again. And then I'll have a different sample to show. I'll have a winter and a summer sample to show. And then, vintage is another colorway. It's such a beautiful blue. In fact, the Fiorellino, her colorway looks a little bit like vintage. Anyway, this, I have to tell you, at Nash Yarn Fest was the biggest hit of all. My cumulus that I just held 2 strands of fluffy lace together. And I think it took, 4 skeins in all? So yeah, this is just, and y'all have seen I have the other one that I made 2 of these. The other one was in Paint the Town Red and Berry that I mixed and matched a little bit, had some fun with. Yeah, so that was a big hit too. So I put those in the shop. I'd had a little bit of room left in the pots. So I think there's literally 1 skein of Marmee on Trusty Sock in the shop. That was one of the coordinating cousins. And then I also put them on minis. So Marmee and Aunt March. Yeah, look at that. You can really see the blues coming out there because I mixed blues and greens. So yeah, shades of beauty. It just looks so good. All right, so those are in the shop. Tomorrow, probably about 6 o'clock, I'll close down the shop. So if you want anything, get it today if you're online, unless you're coming tomorrow to see me. I'm just saying. And then don't forget, the end of April, I've heard a few of you are coming to Georgia, to the Georgia Mountain Needle Arts Festival. Yes, I'm excited about that. I'm looking forward to getting up. I don't know that it'll be much cooler weather, but pretty much anything's cooler than Florida, right? How are y'all's weather doing? But we didn't talk about weather today. I know Karen Leggett, what in within just several weeks of each other, you've had a bunch of storms again over in Tulsa. Yes, we have been warming up profusely here. It's like I told Bo, okay, we had our couple weeks of spring and now we're right on into summer. Oh, I didn't tell y'all what I'm wearing. This is the Anchors tee. This was my summer top, summer sweater that I did a couple years ago, right? So yeah, petite knit. This is the DK version that I knit. There is a fingering version, but in my mind, if I can knit a DK version and make it go faster, yes. Yes to all the things. So I think the fingering version, you see this little interesting detail up here. There's 3 sections of it. The fingering has like 5. Fingering weight. You need more to fill up that space. So, and then I think I did side decreases like I always do. And this colorway is not Junho, Young Woo. Speaking of which, is that show, did they ever come out with another season? I have to look that up. I have a feeling one of y'all know and never told me. Anyway, the yarn, the base was the old Tolkien DK, so which I don't dye anymore. But it's DK. So I think if I did it again, and I would knit this pattern again. This was a good pattern. We all know petite knit, like she's so good at writing patterns. I would probably use swanky DK, cashmere. Yes. For sure. So Deb, you're going to have some mallow leftovers after. Okay. Oh, mallow and purple leaf plum. Oh, yes. By the way, I don't know if y'all know, I did a fade for Deb. Was mallow in that set? I think it was, right? Mallow was a part of that because it was based on mallow. Anyway, it was a 5 fade set of yarns. I keep thinking every time I pass it in my recipe book, I keep thinking I need to dye this up and put it in the shop. I just haven't done it yet, but that's a good set, good gradient set. So Karen, yes, and they say we will see snow on Saturday. I don't know which is worse. Tornadoes, snow. I would take snow. I mean, I know it's cold and feel like you're back in winter, but definitely snow for me. And then Liz, yes, tornadoes for you too. Oh, well, thank goodness that all is fine. Okay. Well, Deb, yes, it was that was part of that set was mallow. Yeah, that's a good set. I have to dye up some mallow again. Anyway, okay, y'all, I think that's all I have. Georgia Mountain Needle Arts, did I tell you that's April 25th through the 27th? And I did not put in the newsletter a link to the class, but if you're local and want to attend the class on working with hand-dyed yarns, that's Saturday, June 7th, and it's on the website for Knit and Stitch. If you just look at their classes, it's literally, I found it on the website already. So you can sign up for that. It's just a 1-hour class talking about, kind of how to predict a little bit what your yarn will look like knit up. And even some good patterns, pattern types that are good to knit with those highly variegated skeins and things like that. So yeah, I think that's it. And is there anything else? Oh, I knew there was something. I knew it. Dying to Knit, people. Next Thursday, we have our the first of this series of classic candies. We'll be dyeing up an M&M's colorway, which I have not yet done the practice spot for. I've been a little busy, but I am looking forward to doing that on Monday. I'm going to get on it. All right. And I look forward to seeing you all. And the rest of you, I look forward to seeing you all right back here next week at 1 o'clock. Take care of yourselves. And thank you so much for joining me. Bye, everybody.